Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Back again.
Hello.
We're very excited. Is this official now? Are we a throuple?
Oh, that would be great. However,
right?
The next week.
Okay, so per diem, I suppose we'll call it that. So you're always welcome. So today we will be discussing season 8, episode 13, Forgive but Never Forget. So this was what, a 2-hour episode? And it was heavy on the Mike and Natalie. So if you don't like them going around and around, there was probably a little bit of excess stuff that could have been cut, but we'll get right to it because everyone was in this week. So we start with Mike and Natalie. Birthday party, Allison.
Uncle Bo's back.
He's back, yes. Charming as ever.
Did anyone notice that sorry to cut in, Allison. She was so excited about this cake. It looked like it was gonna fly right into Bo's face. Did anyone notice?
Yes.
She was trying very hard. Very hard to.
She does a good job though, to be warm around the creepy people. I wouldn't be that pleasant. I'd be like, don't talk to me, So I give a lot of credit there. How nice she was to Tamara the neighbor and Uncle Bo, and they had matching mullets.
They did. Tamara's hairstyle was from 1980 approximately. She had the puffy bangs, but she also had the feathered mullet.
It's like his mom
going on.
Like the moms, yeah.
I thought it was his mom for a second.
They did look very.
So those were the only notes I had from the birthday party. She was very warm. I just hope my 50th birthday party, it's not invite the neighbor from quote down the hill and that's about all you have. So these are some simple folk, very simple.
Swim.
Yes, it's a little different. It's probably half the population showed up, so 4 people.
Yes.
But then they go fishing and they have these contrived conversations. Nothing new. B&B, who frustrates you more is, I guess, how I'll even ask.
Mike. Because he keeps saying they have 3 getting married and he still doesn't know if he wants to marry her. What is going to change in 3 weeks? I feel like by now you should know yes or no. Shit or get off the pot. Let this girl go back. Actually, who knows if she could even fly out at that time. But what is going to change? This poor girl.
And he actually looked at her while they're fishing and he says, "Oh, well, how are you feeling right now?" And then when she actually has the gall to answer him, he got annoyed. Allison, was that how you were seeing it?
I don't know. Okay. Here's the thing. So I think, at that moment, and then my opinion changed later because we know what happens, but at that moment, I thought that he was like, "Thank you, Jesus, for COVID," to quote Melissa Gorga from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. "Thank you, Jesus," because it gave him an out, right? He's like, things are probably going to change. We'll probably have more time. He's thinking in his head. And so with the 3 weeks and knowing or assuming, I guess at that point, that they weren't going to solve anything in 3 weeks, it was like COVID was the gift that was going to keep on giving and probably still is for all that we know.
Because he had that put it off mentality going, even though we're going, well, you're on the clock. So what are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's on my nerves. I can't handle his eye rolling. I can't handle his I'm not going to say anything and just keep repeating we have issues and not address them. I'm just done. But then one of our favorite things of the show, they go dress shopping. Oh, this was, I felt bad that she was by herself.
I did too.
Yeah, that's
But she was so sweet and she's the least complaining of all the women we've seen. She's just happy to be there.
Absolutely happy. She was all smiles, all boobs too.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Can we just discuss the first dress? She comes out and it was bam. I was like, oh my God.
The breasts were outside of the dress. They were outside of the dress, which is fine.
She looked, but it was gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God. She's like, I can't breathe. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Don't breathe.
Right.
It's only a few hours.
That's your dress.
You have to sacrifice oxygen sometimes to look like that.
She didn't have the overdone makeup. Her skin is gorgeous. She just was glowing, and she looked good because she looked happy. That was the best part of all of it. So she's got the mom on, FaceTime or whatever, and the wedding owner. Okay, finally someone with a sensible mindset says, the wedding is just a party. Finally, someone is saying this, because they're like, go sign the documents and have the party later. Like, I want to go try on dresses. That just looked so fun. But yeah, I have boobs. Boobs are all over the place. Like, if she sneezes, there's nipples. There's no chance that doesn't happen, which again is fine. But I just want to let her know, like, you either have to tape that down or, a little peep show with your wedding. It's fine.
I'm sure Mike wouldn't be upset about it.
He doesn't have feelings, so
true.
I don't think so either. So then B&B proposal. Thoughts?
Was it a proposal? It was more, do you want to be my fiance again?
Oh, it was
like, who so wouldn't get excited about
Here's your ring.
Yeah.
Sure. It wasn't will you marry me? It was, do you want to be my fiance again?
So like
you want it sure back? Sounds great.
He had the enthusiasm
it was
of
just,
like,
it wasn't even nice.
He had the enthusiasm of like, do you want to share a pizza? Like, I believe in the proposal, he actually said, like, there's a lot of shit going around right now. So, hey, why don't we just do this? Like, a wet noodle. And then I'm
noticing all these guys, we're gonna keep going back to this in a couple of people, multiple men.
We are not a men-hating group. They just happen to give us a lot of people that need some guidance. So just take it as guidance here, guys. It's fine. We'll get through it. So she says, instead of just yes, and I would have thought she would have jumped up and down with joy, but instead she kind of says, so can we start from scratch? And he drops a, huh? And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh no, we're going to be going back through the turmoil. Allison, is that what you were thinking?
I was just like, just say thank you. I'm so happy. Like, be happy. And nope.
Yeah.
I mean, in one regard, I kind of understand where she was coming from. She's getting the ring back. So this is a fresh start for them.
Yes.
But on the other hand, it's like you got what you wanted. So
shut up.
It's not the time. Just enjoy the moment and, say the other stuff later.
Or not only that, I feel like she's being tricked into having to apologize for something. Like, she's there.
Doing a lot of apologizing.
She's doing a lot. Yeah, I agree. So it wasn't that exciting considering it was a proposal, but I did like the dress shopping. I thought that was the best part of their segments.
I totally thought they were gonna break up. Like, instead of him giving her that ring, I totally thought that he was like, this isn't gonna work.
Because he has no passion in his face. He has no, like, you can tell in his eyes, he does not care about her.
I was shocked. And then he was like, oh God, we're doing this again. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, this is tired.
Yeah, but then he's like, let's head to the bedroom. And I mean, they obviously are, they're happy in certain places. So they were on the same page with that.
Now, I have a question. I mean, he like completely just like picked her up and like flung her over his shoulder. Jesus, I can't talk apparently. Is Natalie really tall? Because when she was in the dress shop, those ladies were either really short or she was really tall. And Mike is like freakishly tall because she looks really short next to him. So I was like, who is tall? Who is short?
Well, I think in the dress shop, the bride stands on like a little platform, right? So you're elevated, so to speak.
Even
And
before that, they looked so tiny compared to her. I'm like, maybe she's really tall.
I think she is kind of tall, but not
Amazonish.
Yeah.
I think everyone's tall. I'm 4'11". Everyone is tall to me. So you're either tall or really tall. So, but yeah, he is a large man.
Yes.
Very large. So did anyone have anything left to add on them? I think that was it. They, like I said, I think they were an hour of the 2-hour show. So
next week
next week looks interesting. So prepare for some ugly crying.
Yep.
That's all I'll say. So next we get to Brandon and Julia, and I have a feeling our man ranting is going to continue. So
so my first thought with these two,
go for it. Yes.
Can they do anything without his parents?
No.
No.
It's odd to me that they chose to bring the parents to the wedding venue. Like, this just seems something intimate. You guys would just be picking out, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But I
maybe they have a connection with the minister or whatever. So
yeah, that's true.
I wasn't sure why they were all there.
It's like Betty and Ron to just jump right in, I guess.
No, I will say to an extent, like Brandon didn't know how many guests and Betty did. That to me is okay. Like I get it. I don't
I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with that either. Allison?
I mean, you guys are you've planned weddings, right? So were your husbands fully aware of every single plan throughout the process? My guess is no. So
no, the less involved they are, the better, because then you can make all the decisions yourself.
Just stay the hell out of it.
That's like with anything.
Just write the check as needed and leave me alone. Yeah, that's fine.
I think Brandon is one of those people who probably still has his mom call and make his dentists and doctors appointments for him.
This exists, and it's terrible. It's a terrible habits to have a man. Oh God, he's so.
It doesn't surprise me.
He thinks it's funny. Like
he's
like
it's not cute.
No. Now, did you think she was fake crying though when they tried to have that conversation?
No.
Or do you think she was really actually emotional?
I feel like she was actually emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
The whole May 9th scene really upset her, and that kind of triggered all her emotion. That May 9th scene was so awkward.
See, to me, all of it is stupid. I'm not a very sentimental person, so this whole like, oh, he sent me a text message on this day, I think that's kind of dumb. You want this wedding date? Fine. I've never heard of the day before Mother's Day can't be booked for anything because we need to celebrate Mother's Day for the entire weekend. It's very confusing.
Okay.
Nobody
celebrates me for an entire weekend. I don't know about
no, are you kidding? Yeah.
I'm lucky to get a couple of hours in that day, maybe to like sleep a little bit, and like somebody gives me a mimosa, and then it's just back to,
Yeah, you get the good hot water for your shower that day. That's what you get for Mother's Day, and then no one else cares anymore. So
no, nobody cares. It's facts. That's life.
See, here's what I think in general is going on with these two. They both say the word married, and she hears married and thinks wedding, and he hears married and he thinks we live together for the rest of our lives. Wedding isn't on his radar. Whereas she immediately is, okay, married equals wedding. What's next? And they're not on the same page. This should be a simple conversation, and they're not making it one.
No, I don't think anything's simple, again, because Brandon's mom and dad have to be in the middle of absolutely everything that he does.
True.
But also Brandon is being completely insensitive. So I agree. I think the date thing is completely ridiculous. However, it is important to Julia, and that is what matters. And Brandon would probably do a lot better with his days if he just said, this matters to you, and I hear you, and this is why I made the, like, it's not difficult to remember one thing. It's just
He
not.
said it to us 2 weeks ago. I knew the answer to that.
Right.
I knew the answer.
I know. I was like, them. Oh yeah, that was in the last episode.
Right.
Did you guys have
try?
Did you happen
sorry, what was that?
Did you happen to catch the very first message that he sent her?
Yes, it was the name of the first episode, wasn't it?
You look like my future wife.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, that's an aggressive message to a stranger. A very aggressive.
Think that he sent that too. Because I'm
not right. That's a copy paste.
Oh, absolutely.
And hopefully someone hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
With his awful grin that. Okay, so I think we're done with them because there wasn't a ton there. Does anyone have anything to add before we move on?
Nope.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one of the things that I thought was funny that she said was, he gives me new problems every day. And to that I would say, Julia, it just gets worse.
Yeah, get used to it because he's very comfortable being just you know, what do you want to call it? I don't even know what to call him.
What
just
his mom
get used to being ignored. Yeah, a mama's boy for sure.
Yeah.
He wants Julia as his wife to be what his mom is now and just continue to baby him. That's I guarantee that's how he expects his marriage to turn out. No, because that's what he's accustomed to, probably from his mom his whole life.
Yep. Incapable. So
red alarm. Red
there
flag.
You go. If you're willing, you know, if you can't see it now, I guess get ready for 10 years from now.
Didn't do it for her. Like I don't know how we can help her. Honestly, I would have been out of there so quickly.
Oh, the chalkboard name tags on the bedroom doors would have been my. Yep, it's time to go.
No.
So we'll move on to Jovi and Yara. Again, we're on theme here with the men. So, another wedding dress shopping. Now this is a great idea. You want to make a quick decision on a wedding dress, go to a store that has 2 options, and that will narrow it down pretty quickly.
She said right before she tried on dresses that she did not want anything that would show off her pregnant stomach. Yeah. And so she's really early on in pregnancy. Both of those were very form-fitting, and she's showing. So that confused me, but she looked great in both of them. I like the first one better, but
I thought the first dress was literally Jessica Rabbit on a human being in white instead of red. That was the dress with the tiny spaghetti strap, but it was the Jessica Rabbit dress in white.
Yeah, and that slit.
That was a slit. Yeah, slit to show the slit, I suppose, if you wanted to get, too graphic. I think the mother was looking for that. So it was a lot.
I mean, she looked great. She would look great in a paper bag. Like, let's be real. Like, and pregnant, not pregnant, like she's stunning. I liked the second dress better. When she put it on, I was like, oh, that's the dress.
It's very vague.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were both. I mean, I want to go to that store. I do not have stores like that where I live, and I love anything with sparkles on it. So I might have to venture out and find something like that. So I just want to get dressed up. You know what? Next week, if I show up like in a ball gown, it's just like, you know what? I haven't had anywhere to go in like a year. I'm dressed up, so deal with it.
Just do it.
Yeah, right? Hey, guys.
That'd be amazing.
So, she had some nice moments with the mother. The mother, I really like her. I mean,
me too.
I get it. Is she being a little pushy? Maybe, but I don't really have a problem with it.
It's her son, though. Like, I can't blame her. She just wants to see her son get married. I'm sure that's every parent's wish.
Right. So, that was kind of just fine. And then, so she's been telling us, Yara's telling us in the ITMs, Jovi's being really nice. They show them sightseeing. They show them together. Everyone's getting along. It's almost odd. I'm like, wow, this is strange. And then they get to the day before. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. The day before they're supposed to get on an early flight to Vegas for their wedding, he is going to have his bachelor party.
Making it rain at the strip club.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you.
Bachelor party was that? There was like, I was like expecting like, okay, so when you go to a bachelor party, you see pictures of bachelor or like you have your own party, right? There's usually more than one person there, right? Is it me? I was like expecting like, woo, you know, like this big group of guys and they like, you know, like the crawfish boil or something.
Right.
And there was like 2 people.
Well, this might have been very last minute. They don't really say.
It had been.
Yeah. And now the friends are going to Vegas, which I found very odd. So
yeah, I thought nobody was invited.
Yeah, if I was gonna put my foot down on something, the mother, great, you can come. Those
Right.
friends, there's no need for them to be there, in my opinion. So she falls down earlier in the day, and they go to the hospital to make sure, you know.
Dan.
I'm sorry.
Either. I thought that was weird.
That she fell or I'm not sure what happened. She was obviously very shook up. I'll tell you, I fell down 3 steps. I was 37 weeks pregnant with my daughter. I fell down. I cried for 10 days straight over this. So when like I was watching her body language after they were leaving the appointment, and I was like, look, I get it. It's devastating. So she's giving him this look like he shouldn't have even had to ask, do you want me to go out tonight? It was very clear on her face to me, Allison.
I mean, you could tell she just was not herself.
Yes.
She's usually very self-assured and confident in her body language. And she definitely looked like she was walking on, you know how you walk when it's like kind of icy on the sidewalk? Like,
yes.
I don't understand either. Like, yeah, I couldn't imagine what happened. I'm sure it was very scary, but she definitely was like, I mean, her hair was kind of everywhere. Like she was not herself at all.
Right. Right. So then they have the conversation. B&B. Jovi obviously wanted to go. Do you think he made his case, or do you think she should have put her foot down?
I'm trying to think of how I would have reacted in this situation. On one hand, yes, it's their bachelor party. Fine. But on the other hand, I'm like, that's your future wife. Like, you should be there. But she was saying go, but only for a certain amount of time. Obviously, he wasn't going to adhere.
She had some rules.
Yeah.
Her rules was no drinking. You can only go for 2 hours. Think about me. Be responsible and don't be drunk. And he's like, okay, bye. And we're just like,
first an hour and a half, and then she said 2 hours, and then 2.5 hours at the absolute max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judging by next week's episode, I don't think he adhered to any of those rules.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, he was just like, I'll promise you whatever, just so I can get out the door, was kind of how I took it. And, you know, I was kind of like, if his friends had made a big event for him and it was like, oh, I should really go, my friend, but they're just walking down the street. This wasn't a big event, can't miss. And if you're going to tell me he's not going to be out doing the same thing 2 weeks from now, like, it doesn't matter if he's married or not. What are we talking about? You're going to walk down the street like a drunk asshole 2 weeks from now. It doesn't matter. So,
and he used to go to the strip club 6 times a week. So it's like, it's not like it's this novelty thing where it's like, oh, cool, haven't gone in a while. No, he goes.
He said he could smell his way to the strip club.
I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch that? I wrote it down. I was like, okay, pause, gotta write that down. I can smell
disgusting.
my way there.
That is so gross. I froze a little bit when you said that, but I know exactly what you said. It is so gross. I can't.
Now, I'll tell you, strip club it's whatever to me, fine. I am so frugal and like money. I was cringing with every, Scrooge bone in my body when they were throwing money like that. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is my car payment, my mortgage. What are you doing?
Literally throwing it at
make it rain. Yes.
Oh yeah, they were hitting it right on the crotch. No
I love
question.
the camera zoomed right into that stripper. God, that poor woman.
Yeah, well, there is some talent there, I'll tell you, as someone who's not great at gymnastics, I guess.
I
Good
could
for
I
them.
have no upper body strength, like absolutely none.
No.
So I would not be good at that job.
Well, there you go. That's probably the 8th prerequisite for that job, I guess. Upper
I
body
don't have many
strength.
of the other ones either. Don't worry.
So do we have anything else about that?
So I at first was like Team Jovi, like let him go to his bachelor party. Like you seem okay, like it's a special thing. And then I realized that they were leaving the next day and he hadn't packed. Like that gave me anxiety. So I get it. I like the circumstance. I was Team Yara. And then the other thing was I was very curious as to what they were drinking. They said, "Oh, let's get some hand grenades." And it was like this like Gatorade yellow colored like thing. Like
that could have been the cup though. So that doesn't necessarily mean the color of the drink.
Well, I think it was because
I think it was lime green.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And the drink is basically like a Long Island iced tea at New Orleans style. So it's gin, rum, vodka, green melon liqueur. So that's what, like Midori and pineapple juice. So, hello,
God.
I'm drunk.
A hangover in a cup.
But oh, that sounds terrible. It just sounds like throw everything in
and then to get on a plane the next morning.
That sounds awful.
It's 8 hours. 8 hours.
No, that is a hard no. And you know what? If I were her, if we were sitting on that plane and he was hungover and green, I would just be laughing my ass off because you did it to yourself. So too bad. Whoa. I'd like find the worst smelling like food I could and like eat it right under his face. So you make your choices and then you suffer. So that's what happens. And it looks like they're going to have quite an experience next episode. So I'm excited for that.
Shit's about to go down.
Yeah, it is.
About to come, yeah.
So we'll move on to Tariq and Hazel. Okay.
I literally wrote same old shit.
Same shit, yes. This girl, though, I mean, you have to respect how cold this girl can do Ice Queen. I thought I was pretty good at it. No, I've never seen anything like this.
She is scary calm when she is angry. And I would not be surprised if we if we heard Tariq was like the victim of a passion crime at some point, like stabbed like 10,000 times, like one of those things, because
she's got fire in her eyes.
I'm like, don't hurt me. The
quiet
ones that scare me.
All these episodes that we've watched where they're planning their threesome that is a disaster, I've kind of been on his side because I think he had been very, we have to be careful here, the rules and a blah, blah, blah. This episode, no, I was very against how he was acting. B&B, what did you think?
I'm so bored with these people. I really can't stand these people.
Yes.
Well, didn't he admit to still talking to Minty?
Yes.
So that's
he checked in on her during COVID, I guess.
And checking in, I guess maybe is fine, but who knows? I kind of feel like something else is going on with them, and it's about to rear its ugly head.
So they were the throuple, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So everyone has seen everyone naked before. I just want to clarify where we're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't understand how she's getting jealous.
Because she felt like they had a better connection than Tariq and Hazel did.
Gotcha. So Hazel and Tariq are trying to have a conversation about this, and all Hazel said was, "I'm mad." So Tariq, when he starts talking about Minty, sorry, he starts wiggling. He's kind of like, And it's because he's nervous because he knows what he's about to say.
Yep.
And then he does the ultimate gaslighting. He blames Hazel. He goes, well, you had an attitude with her on the Skype, and that's why she acted like that.
You think? Anyone would.
Yeah. Like, Tariq, what did you think was going to happen? You were going to get on this Skype and Minty was going to like get out a little address book and be like, oh, call this one. She might be a good, person to bring into your bedroom. What was he expecting? Allison?
I have no idea. It was like the ultimate dumb man move of the century. If he was actually genuinely thinking that she was going to add something to this conversation. That's my take.
No, that's true. And Hazel kind of looks at him and is just like, look, I just don't want you to call her anymore. And he won't all he had to do was say, okay, I won't call her anymore. But instead he dances around it. He blames her. He says, you're just holding everything against me. All you have to say is I won't call her anymore. And I don't think that's a large ask.
So my theory is that something's going on with Tariq and Minty behind Hazel's back. So he wanted to do the three-way call to judge how Minty and Hazel were going to react to each other. Yeah. And obviously that blew up in his face. Right. So now when Hazel's saying, can you not call her? And he refuses. Why do you think he's refusing? Because he's still talking to her behind the scenes because they have something going on.
That's why he's wiggling around.
Angry.
Oh,
I'm mad on Hazel's behalf if that's true.
Yeah,
that's it makes sense. So fuck him.
He says, you're just holding this against me forever. Well, it's because you're not answering anything. He's becoming Mike. Ugh. No one wants to become Mike. My only other at the last time we saw Hazel, she had the side braid with the turtleneck on, and that was definitely her best look. I really thought that she looked really good. She looked really good. And the devil in her eyes. So I want to try to get my face to do that. I'm kind of jealous.
So I'm looking at the comments, and JJ is saying that we can't be trusted because we hate the men on this show. JJ, if you watched this week's
you have to watch it.
You have to agree with us. You have to agree with us.
I've sided with Tariq every episode except this one, and
they were terrible this week. Terrible.
Yep. And I usually hate on Yara pretty good. And Tariq's tux look was really bad.
It was not a good look.
No, it's terrible.
Not a fan.
She might like powder blue, but
oh God.
Leave the white to the women.
Yes. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Okay, I'm assuming we're done with them because that was,
very
same old. Yeah. Okay, Amira and Andrew.
Oh my God. Enough with
this
these
poor
people.
woman.
Listen, I had trouble listening to them talk to each other. They need to get Zied in there in a three-way call. Oh, baby, yes, baby. Oh, baby, yes.
That just makes me cringe when I hear
Stop saying it. Please stop saying it because I am dying. A little part of me just left my soul every time they said it.
Yuck.
It's so cringy.
It was like watching
so greasy. It's like, whoa.
He hasn't showered since we've seen him. No. Ugh. Gross.
Exactly.
She's all like, I want to go to America for the makeup store.
The woman likes makeup. I mean, we can tell by I think she sleeps in it. I don't think she ever goes fresh-faced.
They don't not have makeup stores in France. I have been to France and they have some very lovely department stores that have oodles of makeup, like way better than here.
It's odd that was her. Yeah, or I'm like, can you shop online? I don't know.
Very confused.
That was the selling point of the USA was the makeup stores. So I guess I gotta check these out. I don't go to them very often.
Sephora's got to be a good deal if like you're willing to marry Andrew for Sephora. I mean, I like Sephora, but like not much.
At that level. No.
To marry Andrew.
Yeah, I'll go with Target makeup and stay at home. So
absolutely
works for me. So I do think now. Okay. I feel like this could be editing, but the conversations they show us between Amira and Andrew, he's not pressuring her the way she's telling us he's pressuring her. Allison?
I think there's something going on behind the
Ooh.
scenes that we are not privy
Right.
to. Andrew seems to be pretty harmless on the outside, but you never know what goes on the inside. And I get the feeling that maybe he's pressuring her or saying things to her to make her feel like if she doesn't come right away, that he is going to leave her or something of that nature. Not that that would be a big loss, although she seems to like him very much. So I can see her point, but yeah, I think that he's definitely laying into her, and maybe she just feels guilty, or maybe she feels like, you know, she needs to live up to that.
Yeah, B&B.
So this was obviously during COVID. I couldn't help but get mad at the fact that he was okay with letting her fly to a foreign country during a pandemic. What if the US had shut down? I don't even know. Did they shut down the entire border for no more access to any other countries? I don't even remember. But that was likely a possibility during all this. So he was willing to risk her safety and get her stranded in a foreign country. That pissed me off.
If he really cared about her, he would never have let her do that.
Never. Yeah. No, well, the Reddit thread said it was okay, guys. He checked with, internet threads that verified it. Oh, everything's great. So
yeah, I'm with Dad. We don't care about Andrew.
Yes, the quote of the season for them, for sure.
I mean, Amira is a beautiful person. She seems like a very nice woman. She seems somewhat intelligent. I do not understand why she is not standing up for herself or waiting for the safer option, which is what she said she would prefer to do. Just
right,
wait
but
for the
I
safer
don't
option.
hear her tell him that is my only thing. I'm like, why don't you tell him that? But
yeah, not standing up for herself, which
yeah, it's too bad. It's sad to see. I think I don't think she ever makes it to the US, so or she decides not to go, we're not sure.
Let's
but
hope.
I spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure they're not together right now, so I'm very happy to see that.
Yeah,
good.
We'll see why, but at this point I don't care. I'm just glad that that's not the case. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to fly through Rebecca and Zied because that was terrible. Because I want to get to Stephanie and Harris. I'm really chomping at the bit for that. When they try to talk about this Ramadan living, I go into some form of a coma where I can't listen to the conversation. I don't know what they're saying. It's not interesting. I'm bored. All I know is Zied walked down the street, strutting down the street, looking like half like Santa Claus meets Michael Jackson. His fashion, what
the grease.
What was that?
Who dresses this man?
I don't know.
Who dresses this man?
I don't know, but his glow up is incredible. I don't at me, people. I think he looks great. His fashion choices might be a little questionable, but I respect it.
The 27-year-old grandpa had red pants with red sneakers, a black t-shirt, and this leather jacket. I was dying. I don't care about anything that they said. Like I said, I didn't listen. That was it. He has great hair though.
Yeah, he does hair. He styles it.
He has great hair.
He looks great with that.
Yep. I think production trolled Rebecca a little bit because they went up over her head and showed her bronze to brown hair roots, and it was not good. Like, why else would they go up over her head like that other than to show that?
I mean, there's no reason. Everyone had roots. Like, nobody was going to get their hair done, you know, like
Oh, that's a good
not
point.
nice production.
She should just go all brown though. She would look good with brown hair and get rid of that brassy red color, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, do we want to talk about the living? There's no answer here.
Well, okay, so two things. One, Rebecca's being really selfish and bizarre, and I feel like this is all sort of made up. I don't actually really feel like they're fighting about this. Her body language when they were discussing this, when he was standing against the brick wall, she kept doing that like thing with her mouth, which means that she's unsure. So there's that. And also, I was very excited to see on next week's episode that they are in their house and there's furniture. I was like, oh my God, it's a couch.
Exciting.
Wow.
I was so excited. And a TV. They're moving on up in the world.
You know, if he just can't sleep there, he should just get a tent and sleep outside. Because like the law isn't that they can't hang out all day, right? Like he could be in the house during the day. Is it just the sleeping?
Your guess is as good.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not brushed up. I'm going to admit it. But he's not budging.
The thing that really annoyed me about this is that he uprooted his entire life to be with her. You can't marry him in 3 weeks and then do a wedding later. I don't know. It just, again, what is going to change? Like, why aren't you going to marry him in 3 weeks, but you'll marry him in 60 days? I don't understand what's going to change.
Right. Yeah. I don't know either. And it's not a sketchy reasoning. Look, I don't know a lot about his religion, but if he's saying this is my religion, there's no wiggle room there. Why is she fighting with him about like nothing's going to give. So we'll see. We will see. Okay. Are we ready for the big couple?
We're ready.
They had the least amount of time, I think. Why did we only see them once? I want to see a lot more of this. So Stephanie and Harris.
I was like, give me all the Stephanie and Harris. Like, just wipe
I want
everyone
an hour
else out.
of them and give her more wine. Ryan Harris. God.
She did not need more wine.
She when she drinks, she tips the glass all the way upside down. Like that glass went all the way upside down.
That lady is thirsty.
She is. Yes, she is.
In multiple ways. Yes, a lot of thirst. Undoubtable. So she calls him Ryan again. I mean, this is embarrassing. Okay. Remember last week when we talked about the giant lipstick purse? Guess what comes out this week? The giant lips. So like, was this a set? Like, here's your giant lipstick to go on your giant lip purse. And I mean, she holds it up to his face. And again, part of me wanted to die when she did that. He is definitely related to Ryan because they both have that blank look, like you're here, but I don't need to look at you kind of face. So
like, I don't even know how to explain it. I was like sweating, but like,
there
was just nothing there. I was like, hello? Are you home?
Well, we know he's like, okay, when is she gonna give me another watch, and then I can, keep having this conversation and pretend to be interested.
Oh my God.
So she's all drunk.
I'm buying the fact that Harris and Ryan are no longer speaking. I think that this was a plan all along. Call it a conspiracy theory, but if Ryan and Stephanie were fighting, then I think Ryan talked to Harris and said, we got to get to the States somehow. If it's not me, then it's you. So we got to figure this out because
straws.
The United States is rich. So you got to go there and make a better life for our family. Once you become rich, you can send the money back home to the family.
Yeah, I have news for you, Harris. If you ever came to my house, Americans, they are rich people, have great big houses.
Okay. Well,
all right.
All right.
That's interesting. So he goes on and on about, like, she's asking him a lot of questions about his past, which I'm fine with. You have kids. where are we at here? You want to have that conversation? Great. But he goes on and on about, I can't leave my kids and blah, blah, blah. But then as soon as she says, well, what if I get you on a visa? He's like, oh, come to America and like leave my family? Sure. Yes, this is great. All of a sudden it was great. So
and they love each other.
Oh God, they're dropping the L bomb on all this wine. Just
this lady,
Allison
off. She can't be working on all cylinders.
When I learned that he had not one, not two, but 3 children.
Yes.
And a baby mama. His words, not mine. Yes. And a baby mama who he was in a relationship with, but might not be right now, but maybe he is. I was like, oh, okay. And her reaction to that was like, well, yeah, that's a thing, but like, we'll worry about that later. No, actually, that's like probably a pretty big thing. And I don't think you can just, well, first of all, who's going to say, oh, this woman had a visa for this guy and now she has a visa for that guy. Oh, let's approve that.
Sounds
who's
problematic.
Gonna do that?
We can just cross off his name.
Right. Just get the whiteout pen and put in Harris, who you always loved or whatever. He has 3 children in another country. Like, I don't understand how you just like up and leave your 3 kids. I don't get that.
Well, Larissa did it.
Hazel did it.
Yep.
Rose did it.
Is like soulless though. I don't get it. I don't get how she did that. I don't get how she's still here. I personally could never do that. Never. But who knows? I mean, maybe it would be better. I don't know what his life is like. I don't know what his living conditions are like. I don't know any of that. But man, that is not a small thing at all. I was just floored by that.
No, I agree. And I guess them trying to talk about it is, like I said, a good thing. But this feels so impulsive, so rushed. She's trying to say this isn't a rebound. It's totally a rebound. When you have to say it, you have to look at the person and be like, this isn't revenge sex. That means it was on your mind, so it probably was. So she gets up off the table. I was almost crying, laughing so hard. She had on a white t-shirt dress. Now, I love a t-shirt dress, and especially like on a tropical place like that, great. But the way she was stumbling as she was drunk, she looked like she was being escorted at a nursing home with that t-shirt dress. It was with her giant lips, like flapping around.
It was rough.
Yeah, she that was not a great look for her.
It was
rough.
She struggles with the fashion, in my opinion.
Just goes to show that money does not buy style.
No. So yeah, she's being interesting here. The next episode they show, like, there's a problem with substance abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something going on. There's issues.
And she's all drunk and she goes, I just want you to come back to my room. And she pauses and I was like, here we go. And she says, and sleep. So I'm like, yeah, okay. That's not what she wants, but we'll see what happens next week. I wish we had seen more of this. I could have watched this for a full hour.
I agree. Yeah.
But I think that's everything. Does anyone have anything they want to add just in general of the show?
I was very entertained. I liked it. Looking forward to next.
Yeah, it's good that they're getting the wedding stuff going. Like, finally.
Yeah, I knew you guys would be happy about that. I was so angry at all the men for the most part, except for Ziad. And I was a little angry about their behavior. But next week looks ridiculously good.
Yep, guys, this is a learning hour that we can point out the flaws and things that everyone should work on, and just sometimes you should just know better. Don't call the girl that you had the threesome with without your girlfriend present or not present, because you know what, it didn't even work out when she was around. So
there's so many lessons here to be learned. Don't use a purse that looks like lips or lipstick is a big one. Absolutely.
Nope.
Yeah.
And ask your fling guy to kiss it. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that maybe we'll have to have this as a new segment, like, what did we learn today, everyone? So
it's awful.
And then do the
yes, do the opposite of these people, because it's not going well.
No.
Okay, well, I think that's it for now. And we will see you, Allison, next week. B&B, you need the week off?
Yes.
Oh, well, you'll be missed, but come back, okay?
I will.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.